Ladies and gentlemen, we have got more reveals for the Limit Over Collection trading cards. These are awesome. They look amazing. We're going to get into some of the heroes first. We'll start off with a really cool favorite of mine, and this one is the Multiplying Kuriboh. He's a Dark Fiend effect, level 1, 300, 200. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. When an opponent's monster declares an attack or your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Pretty cool, similar to your other standard Kuriboh or the Wind Kuriboh. Once per turn, if an opponent's monster attacks during damage calculation or when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can add to your hand or special summon one Dark Magician, one monster with 300 attack / 200 defense from your deck or graveyard. Then you can change that opponent's monster attack to 0. So there you go. That's just a really sick card to add into your Dark Magician deck to bring out a Dark Magician, or you can bring out your old fuzzy little friend Kuriboh. So that is really sick, and I love the artwork on this. How cool is all the Multiplying Kuriboh? It's actually really sick. And going on from Kuriboh, we also got a really sick looking Wind Kuriboh Sabatiel level 10. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but obviously Light Fairy effect level 10, 300, 200. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand and pay half your life points. Add one Polymerization spell or Fusion spell from your deck to your hand, and if you do, shuffle this card into the deck. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except hero monsters. So there you go. That's pretty cool for your bit of Jade and Yuki support. And the number 2 effect is during your opponent's turn, if you have 1,000 life points or less, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the highest attack among the monsters they control. So that's pretty cool. Very similar to your usual or your old Wing Kuriboh level 10. But I love the artwork on this. Like, just look at the wings like coming off the border and the little Kuriboh in there. Like, they do these really well. I'm very happy that they've done these. So this don't know if it'll get used or not in the hero decks, but it's kind of cool, and I reckon it'd be fun to try out. Then moving on to another heroes card, we've got the Gaga Magician, Gaga Magic. So, go look at the text for this. So he's a Dark Spellcaster effect, level 4, 1500, 1000. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. So this only got one effect for the first time in a while. So if this card is in your hand, you can special summon it and one other Zubaba, Gagaga, Go, or Dodo monster from your hand or graveyard, except Gaga Magician, Gaga Magic. And if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, XE summon one Zubaba, Gagaga, Go, Dodo, Dijin, Heroic Champion, Number, ZW, or ZS monster, using only those 2 monsters. When you do, treat the level of one of those monsters the same as the other monsters. Now, I just went through so many Gaga, Dodo, Blow, whatever the hell you want to call it. There was that many of them. I couldn't even really pay attention to what the monster effect was. But it sounds like you basically can summon 2 monsters, treat them the same level, and then XE summon straight off the back of that effect. So that's pretty cool for a bit of Yuma support in the XEs. So well done. And we've got into this one, really cool. We've got the Horoscope Sorcerer, the Stargazer Magician. This looks really cool. I'm a big fan of the Arc V series, and this card looks pretty sick. So Dark Spellcaster, Pendulum effect, Pendulum scale 1, level 5, 1200, 2400. His Pendulum effect is you can only use the Pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. When an opponent's activated spell card or effect resolves, if you control a Magician Pendulum monster or Odd Eyes monster, you can negate that effect, then destroy this card. Not too bad, that's pretty cool. Monster effect. You can only use the first, second, and third monster effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can discard one other Magician Pendulum monster, Performer Pel monster, or Odd Eyes monster. Special summon this card from your hand. That's pretty sick. If this card is special summoned, you can add one Pendulum monster with 2500 attack from your deck to your hand. That's pretty sick as well. I mean, besides, Odd Eyes Dragon, I think there's a few other ones you can pick. So, like Astrograph Sorcerer, I think it's 2500, maybe. And number 3 is you can target one Pendulum monster card you control, destroy it, Then you can add one face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. There's just effect after effect after effect with this card. So also being a pendulum gives it another effect, but that's a lot of effects going on right there. But it's pretty sick compared to the like I love all the upgrades that they do from like with these cards based off their originals. And yeah, I feel like this card will get a lot of play. So that's it's pretty cool, and the artwork's obviously sick because any magician with overframe looking card looks pretty sick. And then our final one for the heroes is the Cyburst Code Magician. Dark Cyburst, Ritual Effect, level 7, 2500, 2000. You can Ritual Summon this card with Signet Ritual. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If a link monster you control would be used as link material for a Cyburst monster, this card in your hand can also be used as material. That's pretty sick. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except Cyburst monsters. Also, send one Cyburst monster from your deck to your graveyard, or if this card was ritual summoned, you can special summon that monster instead. So even if you're using him for a link summon from your hand, which is already ridiculous, you then can get a card into your graveyard, which I'm pretty sure there's some Cybursts that allow you to then bring him back to the field. Maybe Firewall Dragon or something, I can't remember what it was. I'm not too familiar with the site with the Cyburst magicians and all that. So, but yeah, it sounds pretty cracked to me. So being able to link someone with a card from your hand just seems unfair to begin with. So there you go. That's all of the current for the limit over heroes. And then there's also been a couple for the rivals that have just been leaked. So we're going to get straight into Deep Eyes White Dragon, the Blue Abyss. This looks unreal. Like, how sick does this look with the blue eyes? Like, mad. He's a light dragon effect, level 10/00. This card is always treated as a blue eyes card. Of course it is. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can discard this card, add one level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand. So, variety of options on what card you can select. And number 2 is if a Blue Eyes Ritual monster and or Blue Eyes White Dragon is sent to your graveyard, which will happen numerously with playing Blue Eyes decks, you can target one of them, special summon this card from your graveyard, or if it was there for when the monster was sent, or your hand if not. And if you do, its attack becomes that monster's, but banish it when it leaves the field. So there you go. For the sake, you discard this to get yourself a level 1 tuner monster, and then once you send another Blue Eyes to the graveyard, or even if you can get rid of the Ritual Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, I think it is, through just discarding effect or a polymerization, fusion, or whatever it may be, this card just comes back. And then it's just like, there you go, I've now got another Blue Eyes on the field. So, yeah, that's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculously cracked. But, mad. If you're playing Blue Eyes, I'd love this card. Moving on to, we've got Red Dragon Archfiend's Chain. Now, this looks sick. How cool is the artwork for this? Like, seeing all the different, like, Stardust Dragons and all that on there, like, all being chained up. So, this is obviously for your Red Dragon Archfiend deck. So, it's a continuous trap. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can activate this card the turn it was set by revealing one Red Dragon Archfiend in your extra deck. Well, no shit. Of course you're going to have a Red Dragon Archfiend in your extra deck. So you just get to play this on the turn it's put on the field. So unfair, but yep, pretty cool. Activate this card by revealing any number of monsters from your hand. Then target effect monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of tuner monsters revealed, +1. They lose 100 attack for each card revealed. Also, their effects are negated if the last of those monsters is not on the field. Then destroy this card. So, with Red Dragon Archfiend, you've got that many tuners. So you're going to have at least 2 or 3, you would think, in your hand if you activated this card, especially going on second or first turn, or probably second turn. So all of a sudden, your opponent's got 3 cards out in the field, or a heap of monsters that okay, bang, negate. And then all of a sudden, if they try to stop it, they stop it, but then it gives you the opportunity to then play out your other cards that they then can't negate because they've used their negate effect already. So I reckon this card's pretty sick. The fact that you can play it on the turn it's set too, because you're only playing it with the Red Dragon Archfiend deck. And then, all your opponent's monsters lose the attack, lose their effects. It's, that's just sick. And it stays in effect for until all the cards that were selected have left the field. So That is really cool. I like that. We've got a Galaxy Defense Robot Orbital 7. So it's obviously based off the other Orbital 7, so he's pretty cool. Not bad looking artwork. I mean, nothing flash for me, but yeah, it's kind of cool with his big drill and everything. He's a light machine effect, level 8, 2000. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can tribute this card from your hand or field, take one Photon monster and one Galaxy monster from your deck and add them to your hand. Then send the other to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except light monsters. So that's pretty cool. That's actually mad. The fact that you can, so you be able to special summon this card through other photon spell or monster effects. Then you tribute it to add a one Galaxy monster and one Photon monster from your deck to your hand. That's sick. It gives you so much variety. And special summoning only light monsters is fine because, yeah, your photons are. So, and effect 2 is if a Galaxy Eyes monster is special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your graveyard but banish it when it leaves the field. That's ridiculous. Like, you're going to tribute him anyway to get out these other two, and then once you play out your Galaxy Eyes, because you've obviously comboed to that stage, then you get to special summon him back to the field. I mean, you can only use the first and second effect once per turn, but it's still pretty sick, because then you've got a 2000, and he's level 8 as well, so then you can just overlay him to get your stronger monsters out, so that's actually really sick. We've got another continuous spell, Future Fusion Nova, so a bit of Cyber Dragon support. So, you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, fusion summon one light machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your deck, including Cyber Dragon. Also, for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon except machine monsters. Also, you cannot attack except with the summoned monster. If this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. If that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So, man, it's pretty sick. So it's basically like such a good fusion card. So fusion summon light machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your deck, including Cyber Dragon. So you literally could get out your Cyber End Dragon with this one card, and you only need to attack with him anyway. But it's 4,000, I think it is. I think he's 4,000 attack. Or you can get out that Cyber Chimera Dragon or something. The one that if you have like 4 or 5 different fusion materials on it, he can attack that many times. So you get him out, all of a sudden you just go, okay, I'm going to attack you 4 or 5 times because I've just sent all these Cyber Dragons and all these machine cards to the graveyard from my deck with this card. Like, that's actually nuts. That's ridiculous. But, I mean, look, I'm sure there's ways around it, but from what I'm reading, that sounds ridiculously good. Over to, oh, here we go, a bit of Boral support. So, or Rocket Boral, the same sort of thing. So, we've got Rocket Barrage. I've seen someone play a combo based off just using this one card in hand, and it just sets up your entire board. It's just like, it's ridiculous. So, Dark Dragon effect, level 5, 1500, 1600. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can send one Dark Dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard, except a level 5 monster. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except dark monsters. It used to be like you have to send a card from your hand to the graveyard. Now it's just like, oh, I'm just going to use any card in your deck. Just make it really easy for you. So, of course, you can get him out pretty easy. When a Link Monster's effect is activated that targets this card on the field, you can destroy this card, then special summon up to one Rocket Monster each from your hand, deck, graveyard, and or banishment. Are you kidding? When a Link Monster's effect is activated that targets this card on the field, you can destroy this card, then special summon up to one Rocket Monster each from your hand, deck, graveyard, and or banishment. So you can get four Rocket Monsters out just from using your own, because obviously the Rocket and your Boral Link monsters target your own cards with their effects. So you could force this effect during your turn, and then you get up to four bloody Rocket cards out. That's nuts. No wonder this is so good. It's actually like cracked. But wowee. Anyone who's not using that anymore, who's not using the Rocket decks anymore, I'm sure we'll be bringing them back out of the storage, dusting them off and giving them another turn. There you go. And our last one for the reveal is I like this one. This one's a cool favorite of mine. This is Clearwing Synchro Dragon of the 4 Heavenly Dragons. which is pretty cool. The way like they say the 4 heavenly dragons, which makes me think maybe that, I don't know, does that mean that the other 3 dragons from the Arc 5 TV show will be getting a bit of a reveal? I'm pretty sure the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon's already got one, but I wonder if like the XCs, the whatever the hell the dragon, I forgot that was called, and the Fusion Venom Dragon. I'm sorry guys, I've forgotten what they're called, but you know the 4 I'm talking about. It'd be cool if they might be getting some support too. So this card is a Wind Dragon, Synchro effect, level 7, 2500, 2000, 1 tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner monsters. This card's always treated as a Speedroid card, which is pretty cool. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can destroy 1 effect monster your opponent controls, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack. So that's already pretty good, because you used to have to wait until your opponent activated an effect to be able to use this card's effect. So you basically can summon this card and then just basically straight away destroy that effect monster and then gain attack. So that's cool. When your opponent activates a card or effect, a quick effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Wind Tuner monster, tuner, obviously monster, from your hand or graveyard, but its effects are negated. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon 1 wind monster. So that is actually really sick. So if you play this card and his effect to destroy one of your opponent's effect monsters activates, if they somehow use a card effect to negate it, you then go straight into your second effect to bring out a tuner monster and synchro summon with this, and then you get out your bigger bodies. There's a bit of support for Clearwing Synchro Dragon or the Speedroid deck, so it basically stops your opponent's effect from negating his effect because you've just used him as a synchro summon for the next big hitter, and that big hitter will just go bang, you're gone. So yeah, I like this card. It's really cool. It's mad, and I can't wait to try it out. But at the same time, the artwork for this one is awesome. Like, how cool does the Synchro Dragon look on the board, like on the card? Like all his his wings or his crystal wings, and like just all the wind effect around it. It looks sick. Like, I can't wait to get these cards. Like, yes, to play with them, but the collection is just going to be sick. And obviously, it's about time because they need to keep up with what Pokemon, One Piece, and some of these other trading card games are doing. So I think they've done the right thing. It's taken them a while. But yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on some of these. So there you go, everybody. Those are the latest leaks for the Limit Over collection for the Rivals and for the Heroes. So I hope you all enjoyed that little spiel and that little discussion on some of the cards and their effects. Can't wait to see more of them, and stay tuned for more leaks and more pack openings later on. See you all.